So it's not 3 a.m. this time, but it is 12:30, and I need to get to sleep because I have to go to work tomorrow. But I decided a quick vlog would be fine. Especially since, seems like my vlogs seem to be interesting, I guess. I mean, not that I can really say anything because I kind of just ramble whenever I'm on, whenever I'm doing one of these, but, I don't know. I'm having one of those days where I just feel like really fucking weird about everything. I mean, I can't say that I didn't have a good day. I had a really great day. I saw Guardians of the Galaxy today, and then, which, if you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend it. And me and my buddy hung out for a little while, and then I went out with my family for dinner, and that was kind of cool. But, I don't know, I just feel like everything's getting kind of weird, and it's unsettling, honestly, and it fucking sucks. Because, I don't know, I don't want things to be weird. I never want things to be weird when it comes to me and anybody that, you know, I deem to be rather important to me, and so whenever something like that happens, it's like, fuck, what did I do? Honestly, I don't know. I think it's one of those situations where I just, you know, I kind of wish that I was a guy so that I didn't have to deal with it, because a lot of it often stems from just me being a female and, you know, doing or saying something and then or some sort of misunderstanding or something happening as a cause of it, regardless of whether it's what I say or, you know, just the fact that I am a girl. And I don't know. I was talking to my friend earlier about girls in video games, and it's something that has been talked about, I know, tons of times. I mean, I even watched a TED talk on it, on girls in video games and stuff like that. And I guess my opinion on the whole matter is that, well, actually, let me reverse a little bit. In the TED talk that I watched, I'll find it and I will link it in the description. In the TED talk that I watched, he was talking about how females in video games have a tendency to hide their gender, I think is what it is. It's been a while since I watched it, so excuse me if anything I'm saying is inaccurate right now. But it's because of the fact that they're scared of being harassed, because we are in such a male-dominated, like, it's a hobby. Some people it may be a way of life, but it is definitely a hobby that is highly dominated by males. Like, I don't think there's any game where I've met more girls than I have met guys that play. Even like mobile games, like I meet tons of guys that play the mobile games that I know a lot of girls play. But like I said, he was talking about how girls hide their gender because they're scared of being harassed. You know, we don't jump on voice comms because we don't want guys to find out that we're a girl, because of the fact that they'll either get straight up harassed for being a girl, treated differently, or like, and when I say harassed, like I mean in every form. Like they get harassed because they're like, oh, you're a girl, you can't play this game, or they get like really inappropriate sexual harassment, like messages about, you know, like, oh, you're a chick, show us your boobs, or something like that. And yeah, I went through that before. Like, I didn't want to tell anybody that I was a girl before because I was scared of it. It didn't actually start in video games itself. It just started when, like, because I grew up in the 90s, and so I grew up when AIM was really huge, and I remember when I was younger, jumping into like random chat rooms and finding all sorts of like ridiculously inappropriate shit. And like I said, I was younger. I was probably around 14, 15, and it could be really vulgar in some of those places, and that was just a glimpse of the internet. But now that I'm much older, and I've been through multiple games, and I've been through multiple communities, and I've seen so many different faces of, you know, society and the gaming community as a whole and the internet community as a whole, that, you know, I know that there are a lot of bad guys, but I know there's also a lot of good guys out there. Like, the people that I typically tend to befriend, the people I typically tend to latch onto, are those people that, you know, they don't give a shit whether I'm a girl or a guy. If I know what I'm doing, if I know how to play, then they'll accept me. And if I don't, then they'll disown me. Not necessarily disown me, but, you know, like, they'll call me out on my faults and be like, hey, you know, you could do better if you did this, or some, you know, that sort of thing, where it's not toxic, it's very supportive, and, you know, everybody wants you to improve, because it betters the group. But, the fact that I'm a female gamer makes it kind of difficult for me sometimes, just because I've actually had situations where it's like, oh, you're a girl and you play video games, you know, that's kind of hot, you know, like, can I hit on you, can I date you? And I know I talked a lot about it, I mentioned it before in my other video, in my last vlog, about how, you know, like, I've had guys try and hit on me just because they found out I was a girl who plays video games and stuff like that, but the reason why I bring it up again is just the fact that it's because I am a girl in the video game, you know, in the community for, you know, playing games as hardcore as I do, and sometimes it gets really uncomfortable, like, and I try not to show that I'm comfortable or anything like that, because I'm usually really laid back, and you know, like, I've come to a point where it doesn't really bother me so much, but when it comes to someone else's feelings, like, I feel horrible if something happens and I know it's my fault. Like, something bad happens and I know it's my fault. Like, like, I feel great if, like, I've made someone's day, but if I, like, I play healers a lot, or, you know, like, I play tank, you know, I'll play that role that, you know, people are relying on you, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And whenever I let someone down, I'm gonna feel fucking horrible for a really long time. Like, if I'm a healer and we're in a group and one of my friends dies, then I'm gonna be apologizing and be like, I'm so sorry, you know, I didn't mean to. And, like, when I first started tagging in WildStar on my stalker, somebody, like, one of my friends pulled aggro, and I couldn't get it off them, and they ended up dying before I was able to pull aggro back, and I was just, like, apologizing. I'm like, I'm so sorry, and, like, I whispered to my other friend, I was like, oh my god, I feel so bad right now, and yeah, and so, like, I have that same sort of mindset when it comes to real life, like, outside of the game, too, like, even if it's a situation where I don't even, like, even if it's just one of my friends that I know only through the guild, only through the game, and stuff like that, if I do something to them that negatively affects them, I'm gonna feel really, really horrible about it. And I'm at that point right now where I don't even know if I did anything, but I just feel really bad. Like, I don't really know how to explain it, but without, like, going into too many details that I don't really need to. But I don't know. I feel like these vlogs have been more ranting than anything lately. I say lately when I've done two, technically. But it's kind of nice to be able to, you know, just say it without fear of repercussions, basically, right now, because that's kind of how I feel. This is kind of my personal space where I can just, you know, talk about, I feel bad about something happening, and I don't know. Like I said, yeah, it fucking sucks right now that, you know, shit has to go down, and like, it's even worse because I am one of those people who will dwell on shit like that. Like, until I have that closure of, like, yeah, you know, you did nothing wrong and nothing's your fault, everything is fine, situation's resolved, and, you know, like, even unless I get that closure, I'm going to feel fucking horrible for a very, very long time. Like, right now, I've been dwelling on what happened recently, and I don't even know what to think about it. Like, I try and get it out of my mind. When it comes to other situations, like, I have to go to, like I said, I have to go to work tomorrow, and if I'm thinking about that tomorrow at work, it's gonna fucking suck, because I'm one of those people that they trust to leave me alone by myself for a while. You know, like they'll give me a task and then they'll let me just do it, and then they'll just come back and check on me, like, hey, you know, how's it going, sort of thing, like, you need help on anything, everything okay? Like, yeah. But that, you know, that's kind of the nature of my job too. But like, if something like this is bothering me and I go to work, then it's gonna bother me at work. It's gonna affect myself. It's gonna affect me at work, and it's gonna suck. And I don't know. Like, I feel like I should take a break from everything, like not work. So I mean, it was kind of nice to be able to go out today and, you know, enjoy the sunshine, go watch a fun movie. I mean, like I said, Guardians of the Galaxy was really great. Enjoy a fun movie and just, you know, relax and not think about everybody else. Like, sometimes I just need to think about myself and not worry about anybody, but just because of how I am, I will always think about everybody else and whether or not they're okay or not. Like, another thing that I've been dwelling on lately is I feel like I've been holding people back, and like, I don't know if it's my fault that you know, my group hasn't been able to get, you know, like to do well in the dungeons in Wildstar, and I don't know if it's my fault, if it's somebody else's fault. I don't want to blame anybody else for it. I'd rather blame myself for it, because I'm one of those people who takes all the blame. But you know, like, I don't want it to be like that, but sometimes, you know, that's just how I am. I've always been like that, and like, if a project goes wrong or something goes wrong, I wouldn't be the one. I point the blame at myself first. And yeah, earlier when I was playing with my friends, I was joking around and like blaming everybody else, like, oh, we're doing so bad in this right now because of everybody else and blah blah blah. But you know, sometimes I feel like it'd be better off if this wasn't there. And I know it's horrible to think, but honestly, if anybody messages me saying, hey, you know, you shouldn't think that way, I have been thinking like this for as long as I can remember. Like, back even in elementary school, like, if something bad happened, I'd blame myself. And you know how, like, because I have two younger siblings, if, you know, if I did something bad, I wouldn't try and blame it on them. I would fucking run away. I would just like run and hide somewhere, and, you know, I'd either try and play it off as in, like, you know, it was an accident, you know, try and play it cool, or I would just straight up admit to it and just be like, oh shit. But I will say that one of my coping mechanisms when it comes to that I've developed, which is really, really horrible, is that I have started to tell half-truths. Well, I shouldn't say I had started, but I tell half-truths sometimes, so that, like, you know, I tell you what you, basically, you know, I act and say and do things that you want to hear, or that I know that would make you feel better, and then carry the burden of whatever was negative about it on myself. So like, if there was something that had gone wrong or whatever, I would tell you, you know, like, oh yeah, no, it's okay, you know, like, it can be fixed, blah, 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 blah. And then instead of, you know, trying to seek your help in trying to fix it, even if I said, you know, like, even if, like, somebody else messed up, I'd be like, no, it's fine. I'll deal with it. And that's one of the things that I probably shouldn't do, and I probably should open up a little bit more and, you know, like, ask for help more, but I'd rather shoulder the weight myself, basically. And I know I shouldn't. And I like how I tangent from talking about female gamers to talking about how I take the blame for everything. But whatever. This is a really long video, and I probably shouldn't record this long because my phone's gonna run out of space. But yeah. This is not a 3:30 vlog, but it's a midnight vlog, and so hopefully it's not too intense. But anyways, should end this now, so until next time. Thanks for listening, I guess.